Hello, beautiful person. Yes, you, beautiful person. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. My name is oHSoIcoNic, but if I could, I'd be just like you. Now, today I want to have a quick little chat, and I want to talk about choice. Now, as always, the first thing I'm going to do is define exactly what I mean when I say choice. And I'm going to go with the noun definition, which is an act of selecting or making a decision between two or more possibilities. Okay? Now, there are those that will call choice something slightly different.
Choice is an illusion created between those with power and those without.
But at the end of the day, it really is just that. You are selecting between two or more things, okay? Now, the first aspect of that, which I think is very important, is understanding the source of the choice. And the source is, I think, what the Merovingian from the Matrix was talking about, okay? It isn't necessarily always going to be a person that is giving you options. It may be a circumstance that is leaving you with options, for example, right? So understanding where the choice comes from is going to be key in helping you make the best possible decision. Now, to me, the next thing that's also very, very important when it comes to making choices is the process that you use to break down how you're going to make this choice, okay? I think that most people tend to look at what's different between their options and figure out what amongst those differences is more favorable between the 2 or 3 years, so on and so forth. I think that it's overlooked to consider all of the similarities between your choices. If you do that first, chances are the differences are going to stand out immediately, and it's going to actually help you make your choice a lot quicker. Now, over time, one of the things that I've learned when it comes to making choices is understanding that there are tiers to the choices that you have to make, okay? Your choices aren't always going to be life or death type choices. And that's very, very important, because I think that when we get caught up in trying to make the best decision over every little thing, we end up wasting time. For example, Coke or Pepsi, right? That isn't the type of choice that is it's a no-brainer. You choose one or the other, and if they don't have it at one restaurant, you may go ahead and settle, or you won't. It's a split second decision, right? Clearly, not all decisions are going to be as simple as choosing between Coke or Pepsi. And the ones that aren't, you have to take a little bit more time. You have to do a little bit more studying and understanding exactly what's going on. So when you understand that there's levels to the choices, you can then navigate and reprioritize which choices need to be made first. Now, moving on, it wasn't until more recently in my life that I actually learned that when making a decision, and when it comes to being quick about making certain decisions, you can consider the reversibility, if you will, of the decision. That's how quickly can you go back to the way things were after you choose one way or the other, okay? If it's the type of decision where if you break it, you're fine, you can go right back, then cool, just make a choice, because you can always fix it. You can go right back and change it. And if it isn't that type of situation, then at that point, you obviously need to take a little bit more time in discovering exactly what choices need to be made so that you can make the best one. Again, these are all things that sound very simple, and conceptually they are, and in practice they're a lot harder, because we want to make the right choice. We don't want to make the wrong choice. And I think that once we start to understand that we're gonna make wrong choices, we'll start to be more accepting and understanding within ourselves to be able to make those choices and then learn from them, okay? If you don't let yourself make the mistake, you'll get caught up in constantly trying to make the perfect decision, and then you may end up even being in denial about it if it isn't the right choice. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I don't even know how I forgot. Now, the last thing before I get up out of here is everybody has had to make, or should have made, a very, very important decision last week. And I'm not saying voting for a specific candidate. I'll just go ahead and say I'm talking about the election. I'm not talking about voting for a specific candidate, but I'm talking about exercising your right to vote. That is the last thing that I want to talk about when it comes to making a choice. When you are given the opportunity to make a choice, use that opportunity to make a choice. You cannot let choices go wasted. If for no other reason, then there's somebody that wish they were in your position to make a choice. Not everybody's given the opportunity to make a choice. Not everybody has that source that is going to give them a choice. Okay, you have to have 2 or more possibilities to be able to select between them. You only are given one option. There's no choice to be made, right? So with that being said, take a quick peek at some thoughts I had when I went to go make an important choice. So yeah, going to go vote because it needs to be done. It's very, very important. So I'll be back when I got my little thing. You gotta do it. And this is like with everything else. I'm sure I'm talking about it already, but you gotta make choices. And when you make these choices, the choices need to be informed, and you gotta be aware of the impact that your choices have on the people around you, the people you love, the people you care about. So yeah, go back. We'll go ahead and flip. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching the video pretty much all the way to the end. Let me know what you thought about it, okay? I really do want to know what you all think about these chats, and if you have any other topics that you would like for me to talk about. Slap a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out these videos which should be on your screen right now. Thank you so much again for coming back. I am oHSoIcoNic, but at the end of the day, you're the icons. I'll catch you in the next one.